Welcome to Capital Currents, where the flow of business news and market trends keeps you ahead of the tide. I'm your watchdog, and today is Tuesday, July 22nd. In today's episode, Microsoft's latest struggles with cyberattacks. Then, we'll discuss why CBS canceled The Late Show. Stocks are coming off a winning week with the S&P 500 up 0.6% last week and the Nasdaq up 1.5%, both of these indices reaching record highs. Now, what's been surprising to me is that the stock market has been pretty calm over the last few weeks. One reason for that might be because it's summertime right now and volumes tend to be lower as Wall Street traders hit the Hamptons. But I have a feeling that volatility might pick up over the next few weeks as we get deeper into the earnings season. So we'll see if more of that continues this week. We got some heavy hitters reporting, including Tesla, Google, Intel, and more. And in the backdrop of all these earnings, we're also tracking tariff negotiations as well. It's getting closer to that August 1st deadline where the tariff pause expires, and rumors are that the EU negotiations are getting pretty tense. Let's run through some headlines starting with Microsoft. Microsoft is back in the cybersecurity hot seat after hackers exposed a critical vulnerability in their SharePoint software. The company issued an alert over the weekend warning of active attacks on its document sharing software, and one cybersecurity expert described this as a dream for ransomware operators. This attack appears to be a global operation, targeting everything from government agencies to universities to major corporations. And while Microsoft has started rolling out patches, thousands of organizations, especially those running on-premise servers, are still at risk. Microsoft's track record on cybersecurity has been pretty shaky. Last year, a White House-mandated review board called the company's security culture inadequate, and they specifically pointed to a China hack breaching the email accounts of senior U.S. officials. And then, just last week, Microsoft was under fire for allegedly letting engineers in China maintain Department of Defense systems with minimal U.S. oversight. Let's shift gears and talk about Stephen Colbert. The entertainment industry got some shocking news late last week when CBS announced they were canceling The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Now, fans were stunned about this because The Late Show has been on air for like 30 years with Stephen Colbert hosting it for the last 10. But according to multiple reports over the last few days, the finances of the show were not in great condition. The show had a budget of over $100 million a year with a staff of 200 people. And the problem is that the audience just wasn't there anymore. And that's why the show was losing nearly $40 million a year. And to me, it's an overall sign of the decline of traditional TV in the age of TikTok, podcasts, and YouTube. The ratings for late-night shows have fallen off a cliff, especially for younger audiences, and so has advertising revenue. Advertising revenue for late-night TV has been cut in half over the last 7 years, going from $439 million in 2018 to $221 million in 2020. Meanwhile, you have podcasters and TikTokers pulling in bigger audiences with a fraction of the budget, sometimes just a ring light and an iPhone. Now, I should address the political elephant in the room because there's a lot of commentary about how the show was canceled. You know, Stephen Colbert, he makes a lot of jokes about the president. CBS's parent company Paramount is currently in the middle of a sale. They're being bought by Skydance Media, which is owned by David Ellison, the son of billionaire Larry Ellison. And this deal is currently stuck in regulatory review, so maybe this late-night show cancellation was a sweetener to get the deal pushed through. That's all the business headlines I have for you. Let's take a look at some stocks. Shares of Block, the fintech company behind Cash App, are up nearly 10% this morning on the news that it'll join the S&P 500. The company, formerly known as Square, will replace Hess in the index after that oil and gas company was acquired by Chevron. This change will go into effect on Wednesday. Now, Block has been working to evolve itself into an everything financial platform with a full embrace of crypto. Block wants to turn their Cash App into a full banking and lending platform through its Borrow product, which recently received approval from the FDIC. They're also currently integrating Bitcoin payments through their point-of-sale Square devices. So basically, Block wants to be your bank, your wallet, your paycheck, and your crypto bag all in one app. And now they're going to be part of the S&P 500. On the flip side, shares of Domino's Pizza are down because they missed second quarter profit expectations. Now, there was some good news, though. The company did beat sales estimates, with same-store sales for the world's largest pizza chain coming in at 3.4%, beating out the 2.2% rise that Wall Street was expecting. The company says that outperformance was driven by promotions and their new menu items like the Parmesan stuffed crust. But investors were more focused on the profits miss, and shares are down about 2% this morning. That's all for today's show. Keep navigating those waters and see you tomorrow.